Good evening. I'm Phil Herron, editor of the Daily Times and DelcoTimes.com. Welcome back to another edition of our live stream internet broadcast. We call this little show Live from the Newsroom. That's where we take the people who are making headlines and the issues that are in the news here in Delaware County. We'd like to bring these people into our newsroom in beautiful downtown Primos, and we talk about the issues of the day. We are once again this month out on the road again. We're at our home away from home. We are in fact in beautiful Freedom Hall here on the campus of Widener University in Chester, Pennsylvania. And our thanks as always to the folks at Widener. We are really enjoying our relationship here. We come down to the campus once a month to do our live show. Our thanks, as always, to the PR maven here at Widener, Dan Hansen. We're utilizing the beautiful new Widener TV studio here in Freedom Hall on the Widener campus. And our thanks to Professor Tim Stepanski and his students who actually get the opportunity to run some of the equipment and do some of the behind-the-scenes work. Tonight, we're going to talk about an issue that affects every family in Delaware County, and a very, very special organization that helps students and their families in the process of going about one of really the great traditions in this nation, and that is young people and college. It is talking about how they managed to take on that path and that mission, and how they are helping young people in Delaware County here obtain that goal. We're going to talk specifically about an organization called the College Access Center of Delaware County. It's an initiative that's been put together by the Chester Higher Education Council, which is a consortium of the presidents of several schools here in the county. Obviously, Widener, our hosts tonight, Swarthmore, Delaware County Community College, Cheney, Newman, and Penn State Brandywine. The idea behind this was to bring all of this brain power together and work together to advance community service and education-related initiatives in the city of Chester. Speaking of which, the College Access Center of Delaware County actually was making a little news of their own today. They picked up a $25,000 grant from TD Bank, which is going to go towards the charitable foundation for their senior academy. We have several people connected with the College Access Center of Delaware County here with us tonight. Let me introduce our panel. To my immediate left, Julani Ghana is with us tonight. He is the director of the College Access Center of Delaware County. And then very, very special guests to my left, sitting on the sofa, are three young people who are involved in this program, are going to talk a little bit about what it means to them. From my left is Tamira Sherrod and Rickwan Dunn. They are both students at the Drexel Newman Virtual Academy here in Chester. I actually had a chance to visit the academy last week, and I had a chance to talk to some of the students there. And then all the way out on the far left on the sofa is Jamie McDowell, who attends the STEM Academy here in Chester. A reminder to our viewers, we're an interactive show. You can go to DelcoTimes.com, log on, take part in a live chat. Also, very important, the fact that we are live for this half hour, but also the video of the show is archived on the site, DelcoTimes.com. So if you missed it and you want to get a chance to see it, you can always go back and view it. Jelani, let's talk a little bit about this mission, if you could, providing educational support services to students across Delaware County. What's that really mean?
Well, Phil, I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, pulling together the resources of these 6 institutions right in our backyard of Delaware County, and recognizing the changing dynamics of careers, and preparing a very strong and vibrant college-going class. And so we needed to be innovative and provide some services to a variety of families here in the county, and the College Access Center is the only college access center here in the county for our students and our families.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the logistics itself. The College Access Center is located here at Widener. If people want to access this service, how do they go about doing that?
Sure. We operate, our hours generally are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until about 6 p.m. except on Fridays, which is 5 p.m. And we've served over 4,000 students in the 6 years that we've been here. We operate primarily as a drop-in center during the traditional hours of the day, Phil, so we're going to have a lot of cyber students,
right,
or even adult students looking for college or looking for work. But where it's really showtime for us is the after-school hours. When the Delaware County high school students get off, that's when we really provide our programming for our students.
All right, you talked about the program's been in existence for 6 years. How long have you been with the program?
Well, I'm a Delaware County guy myself, but I've been here with the center for about 4.5 years, so we've been working together for a number of years.
Talk about some of the growth in the program in terms of some of the numbers. How did you start out, and now you're talking about dealing with 4,000 students a year?
Absolutely. Well, we started off small, trying to pull together the resources of these 6 institutions, their professors, their students. And so we were, modestly looking at about a couple hundred students kind of trickling in the first year or two of operations. But once we got our programs underway and the word started getting out, because people like myself and my staff, we do visit many of the high schools here in Delaware County. So we get out to speak to the guidance counselors. We do a lot of online stuff with our Facebook page and things like that. And so now we're talking about serving, upwards now of more than 700 students every year that come to the center.
Is there a profile or someone that you think would fit the mold of someone of a student that you think that the College Access Center really targets?
Yeah, I think so. I'm always reminded that not every student has a great relationship with their guidance counselor for whatever reason.
That would have been me.
They're working, their sports. We have an expansion of cyber and charter school participants here, and so. Sometimes during the course of the day with testing and all kinds of block scheduling, you never get a chance to go down to the guidance counselor's office like when we grew up. And so having an after-school resource in a prime location like Widener University, which is very accessible by public transportation, or you have free parking, it's a key element for us to be successful.
All right, we're going to get a chance now to talk to some of the young people who are actually involved in the program with the College Access Center. And since I have 2 of my friends from Drexel Newman Academy here, I'm going to start with them. Tamira, if you could, you're headed to the University of Scranton. You want to take up health administration. How'd you get involved with the College Access Center?
From my school, Drexel Newman Academy, it's been advertised all over the place, and I thought, why not give it a shot and see, because I know that the whole process of college applications and everything would be such a struggle for me.
Raquan, same story for you?
Yeah, basically I heard about it through my teacher. We took a tour over there like about 2-3 years ago, and we went over there just to see what they had to offer and all that. And then after school one day we just went over there, and then we really enjoyed it, so we just kept on coming back.
Jamie, you're at the STEM Academy here in Chester. How'd it go about there?
We have guidance counselors, Ms. Simic and Ms. Esker, and they talked about it and advertised it. And I came over, and I enjoyed coming here from the Senior Academy and Roadmap to College program.
Jelani, one of the things that obviously isn't going to come as a huge surprise to many people is that, we are really looking today at a massive expense in terms of college education. So obviously, one of the, of the many roadblocks you're looking at in terms of the possibilities when young people are starting to consider college is this whole idea of even considering the idea of how to pay for all this. But that's an integral part of the program as well.
Absolutely. You think about financing a car, you think about financing a home, but who would think about financing college? But that's the terminology that they use today, which is far different than many of people like myself that, went to school, 25, 30 years ago.
Right.
And so helping families, find scholarship opportunities for their young people and helping them begin to save or to put money away, or also to find some really good bargains. I mean, this is why the consortium of institutions that are part of the Chester Higher Education Council is so crucial. I mean, we talk about having Delaware County Community College, one of the top community colleges in the region right here, but you also have the Penn State brand. For those that want to kind of stay in state but take advantage of the state university, you have Cheney University. And then we have obviously some real elite students that may look at a private education like Swarthmore, Newman, or Widener. So, but college is expensive. We know it's going to take some really getting in the trenches with the parents, and we do that at the center.
Right. I guess the first step is just in terms of getting young people and their parents, obviously crucial to have them involved, but getting them used to the idea that, hey, if you think that college is in your future, there are going to be requirements that you're going to have to meet before you do anything else, just in terms of your academics.
That's really a big piece of this. A lot of times parents don't know what their child is doing academically. They may see a report card, they may not. And so we're really looking at working at the middle school level, but particularly the high school level, to begin to inform parents that, as you said, if your son or daughter is strongly considering college or some type of post-secondary option, that we want to make sure you're taking the proper courses, the most challenging courses at your school. They may be difficult, but you need to take those. And so we kind of work with parents very early on in the process and begin to walk them through.
Tamira, you've already indicated you're looking at the University of Scranton. Talk a little bit about what type of process you looked at. How many schools did you look at, and what were some of the factors involved in your decision?
I actually applied to 7 schools, and Scranton was one of the only schools that accepted me. And I felt like it was a reason for that. So I'm just waiting to see how everything goes. And
what year are you at Drexel Newman? You're getting ready to graduate?
yes, I'm in the 12th grade.
All right, so you'll be going into college in the fall.
Yes.
Okay. Rick Wan, you're going to stay a little closer. You're going to go out to Westchester.
Yes.
And you're interested in pre-med. What was your what was the draw in terms of wanting to stay a little closer to home?
Well, my mom, of course, but you know, I mean, I want to be able to get back home if I need to, and you know, go to school. Like, I mean, it's not too close to where I can't go back to school or come back home, and then it's far enough where I can like stay away from home a little bit. But that's probably one of my primary reasons.
Jamie, you're going to probably go the farthest. You're going to go down to Allen Iverson territory. You're going to go down to Hampton University, and you're going to study sociology and communications. What type of other schools did you look at, and what were the factors in your decision?
I looked at Westchester, Howard, and Elmira College in New York, and the factors were just coming to the College Access Center and people helping me trying to figure out what I like to do, because I was very indecisive of what I wanted to be, because I wanted to be a lawyer, but now I want to be a public relations director. So I just, looked up a lot of things and found out my passion of what I wanted to do.
Jelani, this is a program, the College Access Center, that basically covers the entire county.
We do. We have students that come as far from Radnor and Lower Marion, Marion Mercy Academy. We have all of the public schools, Interborough, Chichester, Garnet Valley, Pencrest, Strathaven, Academy Park, Penwood.
Right.
So we get everybody in the county. When students find out that we offer a free SAT and ACT prep class by Kaplan-trained facilitators, trust me, mom is putting the son or daughter on a bus, train, or something. They're getting them there, because all of our services at the College Access Center are free. Tutoring, which is always something that students need, or just a place like Ricky and Tamira and Jamie. They started coming to the center just to get their homework done. They would start coming after school and looking for a little bit of help, and then as they continued to see what was going on at the center, they began to engage in the programs, and as you can see, they've become some of our top leaders and great success stories.
One of the things that we mentioned at the beginning of the show is the massive amount of brain power that was behind this consortium and putting together the College Access Center. And I was just wondering, Jelani, now as it to sort of turn around, is there any tie-in with the schools that are involved in terms of looking at a student who's coming through the College Access Center?
Yes, we've been able to create some remarkable connections, so that as these young people are applying to post-secondary institutions, when the admissions and enrollment officers see that they're coming through our program, as the cliche, membership has its privileges. And so now they know that these are students that have been really worked with, massaged, and if they're getting a recommendation, from the College Access Center, what schools are looking for are strong students that they believe can be successful, which of course adds to their retention rate, things like that.
One of the things that we talked an awful lot about is this idea of cost of college. Obviously, one of the biggest obstacles a lot of young people face in their families. And we're seeing a little bit of a different shift in it, in that not only is everyone looking at the front end, at the cost of it, but one of the things that we're seeing throughout society is a huge problem with the back end, is that kids or young people are leaving college but are facing staggering debt burdens as they leave, and it's making it very, very difficult for them to go out and set up on their own. Is there any kind of attention to that as well?
We've talked about it, and that's where the consortium of institutions and their expertise, particularly in the financial aid office, in terms of putting together packages. And what really can impact that, because you're 1,000% correct, this massive
Yeah.
amount of debt that students are acquiring after 4 or 5 years in achieving their degree. And so a big part of that is making sure they make a good decision on the front end.
Right.
You know, finding a school that matches, really taking advantage of the breaks that happen within the state of Pennsylvania.
Right.
Even there are students like Jamie that may want to go out of state, so we try to load up on scholarships. But a lot of students, preparation academically, so they're not taking courses that are just going to extend their stay, which
Right.
could be more loans.
Yeah.
And then really working with parents. We do a significant amount of work with parents on that front end to talk about saving, you know, during Christmas and birthdays, you know, maybe cutting back a little bit on those proms and all
Yeah.
those things, because iPhones and Air Jordans add up. You know?
They certainly do. I was very interested in another aspect of the College Access Center, and it's a program called the Male Achievers Program. It's a program that they are targeting young men in Chester and other areas of the county deemed to be at risk, and supporting them in their individual academic and personal development, and with the goal, again, which may be putting them on a path to the possibility of going to college and a career. Talk a little bit about the Male Achievers Program.
Well, absolutely. No, the Male Achievers, man, really spoke to my heart when I decided to come back to the center, because I just looked at a college campus and saw that while all groups were represented, you know, the young African American in particular, or Latino male, unless they were athletes, were just not represented in the numbers that we felt they should be. And so, in speaking with the advisors, I wanted to put together a male mentoring program, get these young men into the center, begin to work with them about their careers, get them excited, and let them know that this is really possible, that they don't have to be, you know, entertainers or athletes. And so what we're going to be doing over the course of the next few years with them is introducing them to some of the exciting careers, like even in the area of communications, or we'll be traveling down to Delaware County Community College next week for a huge STEM conference that they're going to be hosting.
Right. Yeah.
We got a grant that we're going to be working on
I
with
have
the
that.
Chester STEM High School. So
Right, yeah.
we're really excited about that, introducing them to things that we know are going to be enriching for them, but to let them know that college is a high expectation for them. And if you're going to raise families,
Right.
and if you're going to strengthen communities, you've got to have men that are educated.
Is that really and truly the starting point in terms of a lot of the urban areas, maybe Chester and some other areas, in terms of focusing kids on what is really available and what's out there for them?
Yeah, so I think you're right. You know, in the changing dynamics of employment, there was a time when you had the manufacturing giants right here in Delaware County and in Chester.
Yeah.
You know, those days are long gone, and so when you start thinking about what is available, and a lot of times students, particularly young men, have an interest, say like in sports, but they don't realize that communications is a part of the science kind of
Sure.
you know, area that they
Yeah.
can get involved in. Being a trainer, you know, you don't always have to be the next LeBron or Kevin Durant or even the singer or the rapper. You know, the production element of it. And in science now, sports and science is such a large part. So giving them a starting point and then opening up their imagination really is a key to getting them to the center.
And one of the things that I talk about when I'm out speaking at groups, and I speak at some of the big education banquets in the county, is that we're probably somewhat at fault as much as anyone in this, in that we spend an awful lot of time in my business focusing on kids who are involved in athletics and sports and other people who appear in the back end of the paper in the sports section. But we don't necessarily always give that kind of attention to kids who are involved in educational efforts. How important is that to sort of try to level that playing field?
We're going to have to go even above and beyond, and I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of we're going to have to put the same amount of attention and, like I like to say, celebrate the academic successes of students, particularly young boys at a significantly earlier age. You know, I remember being covered by you years ago during my days at Penncrest, you know, and, you know, got a lot of attention for my sports, you know, accolades. And certainly say a city like Chester, which everybody knows is the preeminent high school basketball power. And so, you know, when you're successful playing sports, there's, you know, this culture is a real sports friendly culture. So what we're doing is we're working with the Chester Upland School District, but also Rose Tree Media and the Pendelco School District, and looking at their young men, and, you know, when they make the honor roll, when they have the dean's list, that these young men get the same type of accolades and some of the privileges that go with success, so that they begin to realize that, yes, if you're an A student, if you hit the dean's list, that you're going to get some of those privileges, and I think we can begin to turn that around.
Tamira, young people today, do they realize that there's always a lot of focus on kids who excel at athletics, but there may not necessarily be the same type of focus on kids who are doing academic pursuits?
Well, yes, they don't realize it. I feel like more focus is on the athletes than the young scholars of the city of Chester. So
And you think that how would you like to see that changed?
I would like a whole turnaround. I want to see more focus on our young scholars of the city.
Raquan, what do you think?
I think too much attention is being brought to the athletes. I mean, I know that they're doing good and they want to pursue like the NBA or the NFL careers, but I think the people who want to like don't take that path and like go towards like the medical or like even be teachers, I think they should get the same recognition that athletes do.
Yeah. Janice, or Jamie, rather, a question for you. When kids are talking amongst themselves today, are they starting to see the future in terms of academics and the possibilities of that, or are they still leaning towards sports and other endeavors?
I think they do realize the opportunities that they're allowed to have and which they're given, but because so much attention is brought on entertainment and basketball, they sweep it under the rug because they feel as though it's like an easy way out. Mm-hmm. You know, they could play ball, so might as well play ball, and then they also look at the reality of it. If they're getting more attention playing ball, why would you want to go to class and want to read and learn? And that's what I try to motivate other kids to do, because I like to learn and I try to push that on other kids.
Mm-hmm. Jelani, one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that we're actually starting to hear an awful lot about the idea that there may even be a little bit of a backlash in terms of some people today are now saying, hey, you know what? Not every kid needs to go to college, and maybe there's other avenues. You put much stock in those thoughts?
I really do. You know, we're in the 21st century now, and the idea of having a job, particularly the type of job where you're going to spend 40 years and retire, or those days are long gone. And so the 21st century is clearly the century of the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And so a big part of what we do with these students at the College Access Center is introduce them to the world of entrepreneurism, you know, with the type of technology and social media that's available. So we do have to be careful. You know, we have an abundance of students that may be graduating with that debt that we talked about,
right,
with degrees or certifications where they're not going to find either steady employment or the ability to raise a good family. And so we're really going to have to be vigilant, you know, in making sure that we help students and really help parents understand that they need to begin to look at areas of study where there's a viable a career where they can make, you know, money, as opposed to some of the other majors that students typically used to go for, but maybe more obsolete.
Tamira, the young people that you're around and everything, what are they thinking about in terms of education and the possibility of college? Are they seeing it as a real possibility?
Yes, I associate myself with a lot of positive people, and they do see that education is a very huge aspect in life.
Raquan, you think that most kids today are expecting or thinking that it's really a reality that they have to go to college?
I think most kids do nowadays. Not all of them, because I have a few friends that actually don't want to go to college, but they want to do like trade school or something.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're still getting an education. So I think most kids nowadays are definitely looking to get like a higher education.
Jamie, what do you think?
I think the same as Raquan. A lot of my friends, I associate people with top honors and things like that, and they all want to go to college. Like one of my friends, she applied to Stanford, and I believe she'll make it, even though we're from Chester. And a lot of my friends really want to be doctors and scientists and architects. I'm the only one that wants to be a public relations director.
All right, since we've talked an awful lot about college and you sort of hinted at the idea of what you want to do, I'll go ahead and put you on the spot. I'll start with you, Jamie. Not next year, not 4 years from now when you're donning that cap and gown, but 10 years from now, what does Jamie McDowell see herself doing?
She looks like a businesswoman out in the world making a difference to help other people and inspire kids that just because they came from maybe a low class place and don't always have the finance to do things, that if they push hard, try, and have a college access center to attend, that they can do the same as me.
Raquan?
I see myself definitely as a doctor or a plastic surgeon, one of the two. Definitely giving back to the community like Mr. Jelani does. I'm most likely gonna come back to the center and, you know, give back, and give back to the city of Chester.
Tamira?
And 10 years from now, I see myself being really successful and aspiring all of my goals. And I definitely want to give back to my city of Chester and the Access Center as well.
Well, it's really encouraging. One of the things that the theme that you heard about is the idea of giving back. Jelani, is that something that you see with a lot of times with kids who have gone through the system who are interested in coming back and saying, hey, look, I've done this, you can do it too?
Certainly, certainly, and we directly and indirectly push that. You know, the whole idea of each one teach one.
Probably more effective coming from them than it would be from you or
Without
I.
a doubt, without a doubt. You know, we didn't coach them, but we are in a position, a very unique and a blessed position to really get to know young people like this, and to be maybe a small piece of their development. You know, to push them a little bit further on their journey, and remind them that they do make a difference, and that that they can come back to their community regardless of where they end up and make a contribution.
All right. We'll go to, as we head towards the end of the show, what we always refer to as a lightning round. I'll ask the panel a question, and we'll go right down the line, and we'll have them answer the question. Jamie, since you're out on the end, you're going to get to go first. Tell us one secret people don't know about the college process and the help that's available from the College Access Center.
One secret would be food is brain power.
I like that. Raquan?
There's a lot of free money. FAFSA and all them other type of scholarships. There's a lot of free money to be good.
You know, as someone who's gone through this process with 2 children, one of the things that I was always stunned at, and when people told me, and I said, oh, you know, I don't know about that, but they always said, don't rule out any schools, and particularly some of the private schools, because they give out better packages than some of the other schools do. So that really worked out. Tamira, give us a secret.
I feel like all of the secrets are revealed. It's advertised all over, and they actually want you to come in and get the help that you need. So there's no secrets to me.
Jelani, you'll get the last word then. Give us the secret of the College Access Center. Why is it so successful?
Because we're here to help everybody, and that's a rarity sometimes because people get so busy. So the secret is that the College Access Center is no longer becoming a secret, that the families and residents, by virtue of us being on this show here, are going to get to know about one of the best kept secrets right here in Delaware County.
We should make note that while we are here tonight, as we are once a month during this semester, the school made a little news of its own at the tail end of last week, and it's a little bit sad in that the longtime head of the school, Dr. Harris, is going to be leaving. And imagine that he's going to leave this beautiful weather that we have here for the University of San Diego. He's going to be taking a similar post there. We're going to have Dr. Harris on the show in one of our upcoming shows to talk about his time here at Widener and the changes he's seen undergoing not only here at the school at Widener, but also in the city of Chester and in Delaware County. So we look forward to that. Something else you might want to know that is very special that's going on at Widener is that there is a great observatory here on the campus. And it just so happens that this week they are celebrating their 10th anniversary, and they're having a very special event Friday night with a free use to the public of the observatory. So we'll look at that as well. A reminder, we're always looking for topics to do for the show, our Live from the Newsroom show. If you have a topic that you'd like to see, or if you'd like to invite us to come out and do a show on your neighborhood or your town, please email me at editor@delcotimes.com. We're going to be back here at the campus at Widener exactly 1 month. Very odd thing about non-leap years that February and March actually days line up exactly. So 1 month. Wednesday night, March 18th, we'll be back for our next show here at Widener. My very, very deep thanks to our panel, especially the great students that we've had here tonight. Out on the far left is Jamie McDowell, who is with the STEM Academy in Chester. She's going to be attending Hampton University in the fall. And then we have Raquan Dunn and Tamira Sherrod. They're the two students from the Drexel Newman Academy. Raquan is going to be attending Westchester University studying pre-med. Tamira is heading up to the University of Scranton to take up health administration. My thanks to Julani Ngana and our best wishes for the College Access Center. Please take advantage of their services. Tell them one more time, how do they contact the Access Center
Absolutely.
if they need it?
We have a Facebook page, College Access Delco, and of course the same as our website, www.collegeaccessdelco.org, or you're certainly welcome to call us 610-499-1391. We're there for you.
We'll be back again next week. Next Wednesday night, we're going to be visiting with our friends from the Delaware County Veterans Memorial, and we're going to be talking about the very, very special project that they've put together with students at Westchester University and a professor out there, where they are actually putting together the names that appear on that memorial on those walls, and they are recreating the stories. So look forward to that next Wednesday night. That is every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, live from the newsroom. We'll be back next week. We'll talk to you then. Thanks.